Hello and welcome back to the Purple Mafia Show. Of course, the podcast is a separate entity and it's been around since 2008. This one is, well, it was around way back in 2007 and came back this year, so, and into 2008 a little bit as well. But anyhow, the Minnesota Vikings lose the game today to the Baltimore Ravens. Final score 27 to 19, and I don't know. The first half looked promising. The second half was an utter disaster until a late semi-clutch drive by J.J. McCarthy that ended in a very strange two-point conversion attempt. I know everybody likes to get analytical, and analytically it gives you a better chance to win. Yeah, but analytically it also gives you a better chance to lose as well, as far as I'm concerned, because if you fail to convert on the two-point conversion after scoring a touchdown and trailing by 14, you're now down by 8, which then forces you to convert a two-point conversion or you lose the game if you are fortunate enough to score a second time, which unfortunately the Vikings were not. The offensive line today was freaking horrible for the most part. And I don't know, it's not even the offensive line as much as the overall discipline in terms of how in the hell do you get 8 false starts in one game? 8 false starts in a home game, by the way. So that right there is probably the most notable, you could call it urban legend, which I've had on the Purple Mafia podcast forever. That's an urban legend. Like, how does that even happen at home? I mean, 4 false starts would be considered. That's kind of a lot. 3 is, I don't know, pushing it a little bit. 8. 8 at home. False starts. J.J. McCarthy looked okay early on. Later on, looked a lot more like Cade McNown. Missing open receivers. Almost throwing 3 interceptions. Thankfully, the final quote-unquote interception was, the player did not have full control of the ball, and the nose of the ball hit the ground before the ball was cradled properly. So McCarthy did not have a third interception. Did finish with 2 interceptions. Finally got a touchdown pass late. The chemistry with Jalen Naylor is no joke. It's a real deal type of thing. Obviously, the game-winning play last week. The only touchdown throw this week, including a 62-yard long as well. Jalen Naylor with 5 catches and 124 yards. A gorgeous, gorgeous thing. Early on, going back into training camp and into the regular season, they look like to be gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'm using that word a lot today. Won't be using it a whole lot while watching the game. Jordan Addison looked like really good chemistry with him early on. Today, not really. He was targeted 11 times and 3 catches. So some of the throws were throwaways. Justin Jefferson targeted 12 times, only 4 catches for 37 yards. Some of it was good defensive play. Some of them were throwaways. Some of it was just inaccurate passes. So kind of a absolutely frustrating passing game overall for the Minnesota Vikings. Will Reichard making both of his kicks today, along with 49. The Baltimore kicker missed a 56-yarder. His career long is a 52, so no more Tucker there kicking the ball for the Baltimore Ravens. It is now loop-de-loop, I guess you could say. He made a 44-yarder, and he did make 4 kicks, generally speaking, so good for him, but did miss a 56-yarder. His other kicks were pretty short, to say the least, as the Vikings would finally make the stop. Vikings defense would finally get semi-serious in the red zone, keeping the Ravens to a reasonable 27 points, I guess. Could be worse. Could be a lot worse. Turnovers in this game. The overall discipline and ball control was awful. Awful. As the former Minnesota Wild coach would say, awful, I mean awful. That would be Dean Evison, of course, former Wild coach, current coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets. McCarthy showing some mobility, including a 27-yard scamper late in the final drive attempt for the Minnesota Vikings. Unfortunately, that one would ultimately not end up being a score for the Vikings, would not end up getting the first down, as again, more passes incompleted. Baltimore defense looking a heck of a lot better today than it did earlier this season. It looked like they could give up 1,000 points in a game, or 1,000 yards in one single game, it seemed like. Earlier in the season, they defended Justin Jefferson very well, and McCarthy's passes, again, were not all too accurate. But again, great defensive plays as well. The Baltimore defensive line was pretty freaking amazing, generally speaking, in terms of batting the ball away. That also continued to bring J.J. McCarthy's accuracy way down. Who knows what those passes might have led to. The pass deflections are just off the charts. It is just absolutely nuts. I lost count. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13 pass deflections, generally speaking. It's not just the defensive line; it's the secondary and linebackers and such as well, going back into coverage. But that is a lot of pass deflections in this game. The Baltimore defense did show up to play, and they deserve credit. There's no doubt about it. So that did again bleep up J.J. McCarthy's numbers, but hey, they beat him. The Baltimore Ravens beat J.J. McCarthy and the Minnesota Vikings today. It is what it is. The referees did not beat the Vikings, even though there were some questionable and extremely frustrating calls in this football game. 42 pass attempts had the fans extremely frustrated. A lot of short yardage plays that should have been like runs that weren't. 9 runs by Jones, senior. 47 yards. He was adequate. He did get in the end zone. That was the other touchdown scored by the Vikings in today's game. 5.2 a carry. Jones actually had a pretty good game, generally speaking. Jordan Mason feels like it's fallen off the face of the earth, but actually he ran the ball just fine. 25 yards on 4 carries, but they only gave him the ball 4 bleeping times, an average of over 6 a carry. So that's nice and everything, but extremely frustrating overall day today. If there's a Fran Tarkenton Award, I won't spoil it for the podcast, but a certain receiver played very well. You can probably guess who it is. It's pretty easy. Maybe it's safe to say Jalen Naylor. There, spoiler alert for the podcast if you care about that. But and I hope you do. Damn it, do check out the Purple Mafia show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and such. That'll be released later this evening. Please do subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you like the content and you like what we're doing here on Purple Mafia. I'm enjoying it very much, and I hope you are as well. There's a pretty distinct possibility there may or may not be a video in the next couple weeks due to busy schedules and such with things. So just kind of tight schedules, keeping up with the game and all that. And like the podcast, I still find a way to get that done generally, but video, sometimes the availability to be able to do that, we'll see. Or if I do a video, it'd be later in the day, right around the same time when the podcast gets released, or a little bit before that, but we'll have to wait and see. Sorry if I'm dragging this out a little too long and flapping my gums too much, but with all that said, thank you so much. Please just do subscribe to the page, and we will talk to you in either, things getting dark here, we'll talk to you either in a week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, who knows. But until then, take care, and thank you for watching.